the real one. We're creating a Gargolin indicator, greatest stock market tool ever created.
Hello?
Hey, is it cool if I sit out front of the shop and record a YouTube video?
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Thiz here. What an amazing year. It's like $500,500 or something like that. Truly grateful and just absolutely blessed. When I uploaded my P&L to Twitter, I knew that there were probably some people wondering, like, I started getting questions like, man, how long have you been trading? Do you trade options or do you trade commons? So I kind of just wanted to make a video going over who I am, how I got into trading, going into full time, the obstacles I face, do's and don'ts. So that's what we're gonna talk about today, guys. I'll be honest with you, we're gonna shoot this video in the car. I got both my kids at home and my wife and my dog. Right now, guys, this is the quietest and the best place for me to record a video. I'm Thiz, I'm 28 years old. I'm a full-time day trader. I have 2 kids, a wife and a dog. And there you go, that's who I am. So I've been trading now for about 2 years, guys. I started in 2019. There is quite the transition from regular life going into being a day trader. It's not like I didn't just fucking wake up and I was like, today I'm gonna be a trader. It doesn't work like that. It didn't take long for me to get tired of working this manual labor job that's just like, it just wasn't for me. You know what I mean? And not that I can't work with my hands, and not that like I'm not that kind of guy that can bust his ass, because believe me, I did. But I just knew, there's got to be something better out there. And I think for around the time that I realized this was like, I really wanted to marry my wife. And so I was like, what do you got to do when you're trying to marry a woman? You got to get a damn engagement ring, right? And so I'm like, all right, I'm going to get this engagement ring. I'm going to marry this woman. And it took me like 2 to 3 months of working overtime to get the ring to actually ask this woman to marry me. Something just kind of dawned on me. I was like, man, this kind of fucking sucks. Like, there's got to be something better out there. You know what I mean? I was like, if I was 16, 17, 18, and I found a way, whether it was the right way or not, to make a lot of money, I can find another way. And so I started digging, guys, and I'm, probably did what most people do, and they start getting into like drop shipping and Amazon FBA and trying to figure out how to make money that way. And I actually even bought a course on drop shipping for like Shopify or something like that. I think it was like halfway through the course that I saw some kid on YouTube who's like, you know how it goes, man. He was like, day trading stocks, I turned $5 into $1 billion or some shit like that. But I watched the video, and even though, a lot of it was clickbait, I was like, damn, this is pretty fucking cool, actually. And I started watching more YouTube videos and more people on YouTube and realizing, hey, this is an actual thing. Like, people are actually making money doing this stock thing. It was a wrap from that point, man. I started doing more research on stocks. I found a chat room, met some great people. I got really lucky, honestly, with the place I ended up. And the foundational knowledge that came from that place and my own studies and my own work were really accelerated the path to success for me, honestly. So big shout out to them. So now, guys, on the timeline, we're sitting at about 2019 December. That's when I first found like trading in general. I started studying it and this and that. February of 2020, I got a really bad eye injury, guys, and something was going on with my eye. I couldn't see very well. I could still see, but not very well. And so, I ended up seeing like a corneal specialist and stuff like that. What ended up happening was they had to scrape my cornea multiple times. They were going to try and send in tests to see if I had some kind of like bacteria or parasite or something like that. Well, because COVID had just hit in that point in time, they weren't able to send my tests in or get any of the results for the testing or nothing like that. I took work leave, FMLA, and I was gone from like February to May. And in that period of time, from February to May, I literally could not see out of my left eye side. I'll post a picture here, of me with my little eye patch. And that was me for months, just in excruciating pain, not able to see, hypersensitivity to light. And I was gone off work for a long time, and pretty much all I did in this period of time was sit in my room and study stocks. That is literally what I did for months straight. Videos for hours, studying for hours, reading books, volume price analysis by Anna Culling, building that foundational knowledge, right? Because I knew, guys, like, something was going on with my eye. I didn't know what was going on with my eye. I didn't know if I had like some kind of weird cancer. I didn't know what was going on, but There is no shit way in hell that OSHA or the company I was with, like, was gonna let me do what I was doing with one eye. Just wasn't happening. Like, if I had to take a visual field test, I would have failed. And so I'm thinking, you know, what am I gonna do for my family? You know, because originally when I started trading, it was like, or started getting into it, I was like, man, I just want to make a couple extra $100. And now I'm like, dude, I need to figure something out. Like, I need to find a completely new thing to do and find a whole new way to make money, because I'm not even able to do what I'm doing. So fast forward to May, my FMLA was up. They put me on a steroid drop for my eye, and it would finally start clearing up so I could see a little bit. And I ended up, in the long run, getting some lenses, which is why I can see now. They're called scleral lenses. When I got back to my job in May, right, I'm over here thinking, like, dang, good thing they're going to let me work, this and that. And it was like May 14th or something like that, 2020. The job, they had a big meeting. Everybody on my shift meeting, they're like, guys, we hate to tell you guys this. We regret to inform you, but we're closing the plant permanently. You know, I was kind of just like, okay. I already planned on losing the job anyway because I couldn't freaking see. I was kind of mentally prepared for something like this, even if it wasn't exactly what happened. You call me by name. They're like, hey, you know, this is your last day. And it was August 30th. That's what they told me my last day was, August 30th. Whenever they told me that was like, okay, I'm going to fund this account. You know, you have people posting like 50K days, 60K days, and then people that were like not as big as me making $500 a day, yada yada. Dude, I was making, no bullshit, after taxes, $120 a day working where I was working, which for a lot of people is great money, and I'm not trying to dog on that. But for me, it was like, I'm sitting here now watching these people make a shitload of money, excuse my language, and I'm here making $120 a day. My mind went from, I just want a couple extra $100 a month, to I want to do this for a living. It was fascinating to me. It was the coolest thing that I had like ever seen, right? I was completely fascinated. I was like, dude, this is just awesome. I want to do this. I see these people making hella money, and I was just like, I want to make this money too. I can do this. So my mindset shifted, you know, and I started with $3,000 in a cash account, and I just started trading. I had trade ideas from day one to kind of help me generate where I should be. I knew I wanted to trade small caps, and I pretty much just followed the volume and started kind of, you know, trying to dip my toes in the water. Guys, when I mean I was crazy about this shit, I would spend hours a day studying, watching charts, going back and watching everybody else's live trades. I mean, I was just hours a day, to where, you know, I really didn't get to spend much time with my family. I didn't play any games. I didn't spend any time with my friends. I didn't go out. You know, I was just here doing this, 100% focus on this. Well, guys, I started, you know, making some money. And whenever I started making a little bit of money, I was like, okay, all right, we're doing okay. I was green my first month, green my second month. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna add a little more money. You know, I had a camera at the time. I couldn't see anymore, so I just sold the camera, took that money, put it in my account. Now I'm sitting at like 5K. I had a little 401k account. That account lost so much money when the market crashed back in 2020. So I was like, dude, I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm not gonna lose all that money, so I'm just gonna pull it out. So I pulled it out, I put it in my trading account, and you know, now like I said, it was a really small 401k. So now my trading account is at like 11, 12,000 or something like that. I had a car at the time, and I wanted to sell it. And originally I was gonna sell it and buy another car. My wife's dad and her mom recommended I don't buy another car. But I'd already sold my BMW. Like, I sold the BMW, I was gonna go buy another car, and they're like, look, don't go buy this car. We don't know why. We have a bad feeling about it. And, you know, I was like, oh, you guys are crazy. I'm just gonna go buy this car. Like, I ended up not buying the car. I don't know how to explain it, but the day that I was supposed to, I was gonna fly out. I had the ticket and everything. And the day I was gonna go buy that car, I was like, something just didn't feel right. So I didn't go buy it. And I went to, you know, my father-in-law is a pastor, and so I went to the church. I was like, look, man, I don't know. I had a really bad feeling about that, so I just didn't go. I was like, but now I don't have a car. So, guys, I didn't even have a car. Like, I didn't even have a car, okay? I'm about to lose my job. I got no damn car. And all I got is this stock shit right now. So, I took the money that I made from the car, and what did I do with it, guys? Somebody want to guess? I put it in my trading account. And so, at this point, guys, I'm sitting at about $22,000, and I'm making money. You know, if you look here, I'll post a picture right here of, you know, I had a little notebook, and I was writing my P&L in it every day. And you guys can see, like, the gains weren't very big, but they added up. going back to the timeline, I've been trading now. I got some decent money in the account. I'm making some money, and then August comes around. People at my job came to me, like the HR and stuff like that, and they're like, "Look, man, we want to offer you an extension." The catch was, I would go from second shift to working first shift. Why would that not work as a trader? Because the market opened for me at 8:30, right? 9:30 Eastern. I wouldn't be able to trade. And so if I wasn't able to trade, I wouldn't be able to get the practice in that I needed to become successful. Look, it's a great offer, but I think it's a terrible idea if this is what I'm trying to do long term. So I turned down their offer. I was like, look, I can't do it. I'm leaving August 30th. Basically, I knew, I was like, I'll have some money for a couple months to figure out if this is gonna work for me or not, and I'll be over PDT by the time I get let go, because basically I just took some of the severance and I put it in my account, and that put me over PDT. So August 30th runs around, right? I turn them down. That's my last day. I leave. I had like 26K in my trading account, and I think like maybe 5 or 6 grand in my regular bank. It messed with me bad. It messed with me bad, man. I was like, all right, this is what I got. I have to make money now. I have to make money. Like, it messed with me big. Looking back at it now, it was like, I know, when you're trading, you cannot worry about the money. You have to just focus on process. Back then, I didn't know that. And so I'm just like, money this, money that. And I'll be honest with you guys, I did good in August. It was my best month ever. And then in that period of time. And then September, I was red. Small. I mean, it was like basically break-even month. And then the next month, same thing. In November, I spent the whole month just like tracking statistics, figuring out what worked for me on small size, trying to basically get an idea, okay, like what do I need to do? The odds were pretty much stacked against me. Like even my family, they thought I was crazy, especially when I turned down the extension, for the extra severance. But I told my wife, I was like, look, I have the time and opportunity now to try and do something that I really love, and that I see these people. I was like, look, these are real people. These guys are making great money. This is not fake. Like, I know this is real, and I can do it too. I was like, dude, I don't want to go work at some other bum ass job and have any regrets and hate my life. Like, I don't want to die one day and think back and be like, man, what would have it been? Like, what would my life have been if I had just followed my heart? Like, man, I know that sounds really corny, guys, but I'm serious. Like, it was like, I don't want to be on my deathbed and have any regrets. It's like, I have the time, I have the opportunity. I've been studying. I want to give it my all. You know what I mean? Going into full time, it was tough, guys. It was like, it was really cool at first. It was like really, really cool. But that needing to make money mindset really was hard to get out of. November, I spent that whole month just like, okay, let me study more. Let me study price action. Let me study psychology. Let me study volume. You know what I mean? And I started just digging really deep into these things and figuring out like what worked for me. I stopped buying breakouts. I was more of a dip buyer at this point. I was only long. I didn't start shorting until later, which we'll get into. So in December, I met a guy. His name was KG. And at this point in time, I've been talking to Herv a lot. Herv had been doing trade reviews with me personally. And, Mikey comes into the mix in December as well. And it was like I formed this mastermind group of traders. And, like, honestly, these people helped me so much. And KG, man, at this point, he had made, like, 500K already for the year or something like that. And he was just talking to that guy, man. It really helped me break through the mental barriers. I started slowly just kind of, like, getting that confidence, you know what I mean? In December, I actually started getting pretty nice, momentum started picking up a bit. So there was something that played a really big part. Baby, I know you're gonna watch this and you're gonna fucking probably hate me for this, but mid-December, me and my wife, we got into an argument, and I wasn't nothing crazy. We don't really argue too much, but at the end of the argument, she said, I think it was about money or something. I don't really remember what the hell it was. Couples argue about dumb shit and they forget what it is. But one thing that really stuck out and one thing that really hit me deep, she said something along the lines of, I don't think this trading thing is doing what you wanted it to do for you. Maybe you should consider looking for a job soon. And man, that shit pissed me it made me mad. And I looked at her and I was like, said something smart back about, respecting my dreams and stuff like that. I went into that next day, guys, everybody was against me at this point is how I felt. I was like, and even though she wasn't, my wife was like my biggest supporter, I was like, my mom's against me, my wife's against me, my in-laws are against me. I was like, I'm gonna prove them all wrong. I used it as fuel. I don't know how to explain it. Even the guys I used to work with, man, they would see me studying at work and they make fun of me. I'm serious. They would make fun of me. And that next day, I went in after me and my wife had that little argument, and I think that was my first $1,000 day. And I cried. I cried, guys. I was so emotional when I had that day, and it was like a switch just flipped, and I was just like, I'm gonna do this. I told myself that I was gonna give this everything I had, and I really wasn't. I really didn't. I was being a little. I was honestly being a weenie. I knew what I was talking about. People were making money off my plays. I knew I had the knowledge that I needed, but I just wasn't. I wasn't doing what I needed to do. I wasn't being patient with my plays. I wasn't putting money on the table. I wasn't taking any risk. You have to take risk. You're not gonna make money if you don't take risk, right? And so when I went into that setup, I was like, I haven't been giving it 100%. You know what I mean? And if I'm not gonna give it 100%, what am I doing? I'm just wasting my time. You know what I mean? And I will regret not giving it 100%. I was like, look, if I lose all this money, it will suck, but I'll be okay. Made that first $1,000 that day, guys, and it was really, really pivotal, as far as the mental thing. And I started learning at that point in time that it was like, it's just something weird about your brain. That's like, once you do it once, oh, it's a wrap after that. Once you do it once, man, it's like, the next day was $1,000. The next day was $2,000. I was like, oh, I make $5,000, and I made $5,000, and it was like the market was hot, and this is very important to understand. Like, if it was a slow market, things would have been a lot different. But the market was hot, things were working, and I had KG there talking in my ear. Herb talking in my ear was like, hey, it's time to pedal in. You have to step on the gas, get some money in your account, pad the account. And so I did, and I just stepped on that gas, and I just kept doing what was working. I was trading sympathies. I was trading the first couple dips on a new trend with volume, right? I was doing all these things that were making me money at the time. Before we move on, I just think it's important that you guys understand, like, guys, upcoming to this point, I had no life, okay? Zero life. My schedule was wake up, be there for market open, trade the market until about 12:30, spend an hour from 12:30 to 1:30 to eat and say hi to my family, and then I went to work. I'd work from 2 to 10:30. I would get off. I'd get home at like 11. I would study more, look at what the market did. I would go to bed at like 11:30, 12. I would wake up and I would do it all again, and I did that for months, and it freaking sucked. I didn't get to see my friends. I didn't get to see my family. I mean, it was bad. But it was necessary, okay? It was 100% necessary. If you guys want this, if you guys are going to do this, and you guys are for real about it, you need to lose sleep. You will lose sleep. You might lose friends. You might lose family. The people that understand and are there with you and they understand what you're trying to do will support you. Even if they don't understand what the hell it is you're doing, if they see that you're serious about it, if they love you, they'll support you. It is not easy, but it's necessary. Don't think that just studying a couple hours a day, if you're wanting to do this full time, do not think just sitting there for a couple hours a day studying the markets is going to cut it. It will not. There is too much, especially if you're trying to do it quick. I mean, you have to pack in years of mastery into a couple months' time, and that's going to take a lot of work, okay? What I mean, I was taking chart patterns and printing them out and taking a glue stick and putting them, look at this, gluing them into this notebook. You know what I mean? Like, I have all kinds of shit, all kinds of, like, notes. So December, man, I mean, absolutely blew me away. I made 17 grand December, right? I started raising the bar. I started raising the goals. The market was hot. Things were working. I'm a master sympathy player at this point. It was like, imagine my wife's face when I told her this. I was like, what, baby? I'm going to make 50K in January. And she was like, okay, yeah, good luck. Everybody's like, okay, I'd love to see that. It'd be nice. I made 50K in January. I made that shit happen. I did it. And at this point, it was like almost unbelievable, except we were doing it. So obviously I had to believe it was happening. In February, guys, obviously you guys know the market in this time was crazy. We go into February and I'm like, I'm going to make 100K in February, that's a big goal for being full-time for like 6 months now. And, been trading for a year or so, right? Less than a year on actual money. I was like, I'm going to make 100K. Guys, I made $192,000 in February. I made 39K or something for a whole year with overtime at the old job after taxes. And then I came in and busted out 192K in 1 month. Obviously, the market was crazy at this point in time. I was taking huge size. Things were just working, and I was pretty much in this mindset where it's like, I'm just gonna hit it until it doesn't work. You know what I mean? And then I'll foot off the gas a little bit. And that's what I did, guys. And of course, then things started to slow up. March came. I think I made 40 or 50 in March, and April was a really slow month, guys. April was a very slow month. And then the market kind of slowed down. It was very important to understand when to pedal in and when to pedal out of the gas. And I knew that I was like, when the market's slowing down, it's time to kind of pedal out. I lowered the size. I was still making money, so that was cool. I knew like, hey, I'm not just a GME AMC trader. I actually didn't really trade them much at all. I really just traded the sympathy plays whenever all that was happening. I don't know. I think it was like June or July this year, 2021, where I was thinking to myself, I was like, man, I did really good. I made a lot of money already this year, but what if I was just lucky? You know what I mean? Which was such a stupid thing to think, because I knew I was such a great trader, and it was like an irrational fear. People have irrational fears. So I made a new account. I made a 30K account. It was gonna be my challenge account. This is gonna be the account that I took to multi-millions. I did 200% in that account in like a few months, and like that for me was like, okay, clearly it wasn't luck, and I knew it wasn't internally, but it was just like proof to me. Your first year of trading, it's kind of like, am I gonna make it? Is it gonna be okay? Is this something I can do long term? Like, what if we have a bad market? What if the market's not as hot? What if it's a bear market, right? Well, the new account I made on Trade Zero. And so, what was working in February kind of wasn't working anymore into the middle of the year for me. So I started digging into some new strategies, back testing for a little bit, and then sizing up into them. Shorting became a big thing for me, mid-year until now. Like, now I just play both sides. And I feel like it opens me up to more opportunity. That's pretty much it. I just feel like it opens me up to more opportunity to make money. Pretty much, I've been riding that same thing. I mean, I've just been kind of being very picky into the end of the year of my setups. We got DWAC and all that gave us a spurt of some sympathy plays. That 2 or 3 week span where we had all that Momo, I made like almost 80 grand, right? And it was just from knowing when to pedal in. And I would have made more, but some things happened with my fills on the main day. We'll talk about that. Phenomenal year, guys. That's a pretty summed up version of where I'm at, how it started. So guys, that's kind of like the backstory, you know what I mean? It sounds really fast. It feels like it went by really fast. Now, I'm in Discord. I'm teaching people how to do exactly what I do. But that's how I went from working to trading and kind of like what it was like in between that whole time period, you know what I mean? 100% verified story, by the way. We'll start with the do's. I feel like we should start with the do's, okay? So first being, do take responsibility for your trades. It is just very important, guys. If you messed up, own that crap, okay? Don't try and blame it on the market. The market don't care, bro. Don't try and blame it on this and that. Own it. If you're not being successful right now, if you are not successful, if you're not consistent right now, don't try and find something to blame that on. Just take responsibility. Maybe it's something that you can change. Maybe it's something that, you need to do different. Do be patient. You guys have to be patient for the opportunity to show itself. You have to be patient for the entry, and you have to be patient for the trade to actually work for you. Extremely important. Don't underestimate this do. Do surround yourself by people that are better than you. This is something that I have done since day one, and that I will continue to do for the remainder of my trading career. If you're not having any luck getting around people, I'm in voice every day, voice chat every day. I'm going through my trades, the process every day. Come hang out with me. I will hang out with you, okay? Do take advantage of social media. This is very important, guys. The reason why it's important. Let's say back in the day, I was like, man, I want to learn how to skateboard, but internet wasn't a thing. What would I have to do? I would have to literally find somebody who was already doing what I wanted to do in person and try and learn from them, or try and learn on my own, right? That's the only other way. Now that we have the internet, I can just get on YouTube and figure it out. Well, in trading, it's so similar. It's like, you don't have to go look for somebody in real life that is already doing what you want to do. They're on the internet, guys. They're on Twitter. Get on Twitter. It's free. The education, there's so much free education, and some of the best traders that you're ever going to see are just on Twitter posting memes and education for free. Just get on Twitter. If you guys need to know who to follow, if you need ideas of who to follow, you can go to my Twitter and look at the people I follow. I try and keep it real clean. There's a few people that are just there because they're my friends. But for the most part, all great resources, all great education, and just great service in general as far as patent pages and news pages and stuff like that. Do be a good loser. Guys, one of the main reasons that I have made it and I've made so much money and I have consistency and I'm doing well is not because I'm a good winner. It's more so I'm a great loser. I cut my losses so quick. My entries are very close to the risk levels. I don't get upset when I lose a trade because I know I am going to lose sometime. You will lose. It is a given. Accept it, embrace it, get used to it. The confidence comes from knowing your strategy is going to work in the macro over the course of a long period of time. See what I'm saying? So if I lose, I know it's just one little dip in a huge chart of uptrend as far as like your equity curve goes. Get comfortable losing and be good at losing. Winning is great, but a good defense is definitely key in this career path. Do have rules. Set rules, general rules, and rules for whatever strategy or whatever setup you are trading. Different rules for different setups. For instance, my rules on playing a blow off the top short are a lot different than my rules when I'm just playing like a 5-minute flag or a low volume pullback to a previous, resistance. Strive for consistency and confidence. Your confidence will come with your consistency. It goes hand in hand pretty much. You guys should focus on consistency. Without consistency, in any business really, it's just going to fail. If I was to go get a haircut and it looked super fire the first time and then I go back and the dude messes up my hairline the second time, I'm probably not gonna go back. You know what I mean? You go get a steak somewhere and it tastes great and you go back the second time, the steak tastes like crap. You're not gonna go back. So in trading, it's a little bit different, obviously, but strive for consistency. Find your consistency. Find a strategy that is working for you and do that over and over. And over time, add strategies and build on top of that. Do what is working. The market changes. You have to be very flexible, obviously. And this brings us to our next do be flexible. You need to know when to pedal in. You need to know when to pedal out. Whether it's the market, whether it's a theme, the fad, whether it's you or something going on in your real life, you need to know when to pedal in and when to pedal out. It is extremely important that you guys learn how to do this. Do believe it's possible, because it is possible. Okay, there are some people that think that every successful trader out here posting gains is fake, and that is just not the case. I'm here to tell you that. Truly believe it's possible. You guys have to hold that in your heart and believe it's possible. And then once you figure out that, you believe it's possible and you figure out what it is you want, you need to come up with clear goals and a concise plan as far as how you are going to get that, right? So believe it's possible. Do have clear goals and expectations. Guys, if you are first starting out and you have a $5,000 account, you cannot expect to make $5,000 a day. It's just not. You're going to be taking unnecessary risks. You're going to stress yourself out. Have clear goals, clear expectations. When I first started, when my account was up at like 20K or something, I was making like, $200, $100 a day, $50 a day even. And at the end of the month, ranging around, a couple hundred to, $1,600 a month, something like that. Be realistic with yourself, guys. Don't shoot too high. Don't put on too much risk. 1% is fine a day. And even less than that is fine. It will add up. You trust me on this. You are going to be thankful that you did. Do love what you do. This is going to help you guys out so much. If you are not passionate about this and you do not absolutely love this, it's going to be a lot harder for you, okay? Especially through all the bull crap, I'm trying not to cuss. All the bull crap, like, it's going to be tough to get through all that, man. Like, when you take a big loss or when you're just feeling absolutely down, if the market's really slow, it's going to be hard for you guys to just pull out if you don't absolutely love this, all right? So if you don't absolutely love this, maybe supplemental income is better for you than instead of full-time, because I'm telling you, you have to love this to do it the way we do, because it's sometimes it's borderline crazy. So now we're going to move into a few don'ts, and I'm sure I'm going to miss some, guys. I've been away from home. I've been running around trying to get this video recorded. Do not look for a holy grail. You will not find it. If you have a couple strategies that are working, they're consistent, stick to them. There is a point in time where continuing to do a bunch of research and look up different indicators and looking up different strategies will become a disservice to you. I don't use a bunch of indicators. I don't have the Fibonacci. I don't have MACD. I don't have RSI. Personally, volume and price action psychology is really what I stick by. I use a couple EMAs. Personally, the 8, the 20, the 50, the 200 on every chart, and on the daily, I add the 200 SMA and the 50 SMA. But that's it, okay? Don't go looking for a holy grail. You're not going to find it. You need to just get focused, okay? And if we haven't gone over that, you guys need to get focused. Be focused, okay? Do not look to get rich quick. This goes hand in hand with having clear goals and expectations and realistic goals and expectations, okay? This is not a get rich quick scheme, okay? The market's gonna be around for a long time, probably forever. I don't know. The market's not going anywhere soon. You have time, okay? Figure out how to actually be consistent and be here for a while. Do not look to get rich quick. That is not the way to do this. Do not expect longevity from chasing alerts. Do not expect longevity from chasing alerts. It's not gonna come, guys. Like, you can make money chasing alerts, and you might have already made money doing that, and that's fine. But you need to find things outside of that that work and are consistent for you, okay? If these furors just disappeared one day, what are you gonna do? Okay? Don't expect longevity from alerts is not what you want, okay? Like, don't go full time if you're just chasing alerts. Don't be negative. Not on yourself, not on anybody else. Be positive. The energy that positivity attracts and brings to you and the effect it has on you and other people around you is a lot stronger than people think. I'm not gonna go super deep into this spiritual shit. Just be positive, okay? Don't be negative. Don't, try to get rid of the coulda, shoulda, wouldas. Don't tell yourself you suck. Like, just be positive, Okay, well, next time I'll do this. Or, that's okay. At least I did this well. Next time I'll do this better. Like, really, you're feeding yourself. Whenever you say these things, you're feeding yourself this energy. So feed yourself positive energy, man. Don't be negative on yourself. I mean, it does nothing but hurt you. You have to control your thoughts, okay? It's way more important. Fucking A, my arm is tired. God damn. You have to control your thoughts. It's a lot more important than you think, okay? Everything starts in here. Do not only shoot for home runs, guys. Not every trade has to be sexy. 10, 15, 5 even % runs, moves are fine. They stack up, they add up. You don't always have to shoot for 100%. If you're going to ride a play out, make sure you're scaling profits on the way up and lock those gains in, man. I'm telling you, it is very important. Obviously ride some shares up, but lock some of those gains in. Guys, if I keep going, this video is going to be super long, so I'm going to wrap it up here. I just wanted to give you guys an idea of like how it started for me and where I'm at now. And maybe give you some tips for you guys on your journey. Stay motivated, guys. Like, it is possible. I'm telling you, man. And once you get here, you're gonna look back and you're gonna be so grateful for everything. And you'll see, just looking back at the struggle, man. It's just like, I don't know. It's quite the feeling. So God bless you guys, man. Happy New Year. If you liked the video, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna be doing videos all year. Oh, they're gonna be good. And I look forward to our journey together. All right. Much love, guys. Peace.